Hi everyone, it's Nikolay from Finance Feeds. I'm joined this morning by Greg Rubin, who's head of Axi Select. Greg, lovely seeing you again. Welcome back.
Thank you, Nikolay. Always a pleasure to touch base with you.
Likewise. Greg, during our last chat, Axi Select had actually marked several milestones, including over 20,000 traders in the program. And I think within the last few months, you've attained a new milestone. You have two new traders reaching the $1 million funding level, what's called, I believe, the ProM stage of the Axi Select program. So I wanted to take this time to congratulate the new traders, Daniel and Franciso, on this new milestone. Congratulations, guys.
Thank you very much.
Greg, your program, Axi Select, is set to, quote, help real traders develop real skills to trade the markets. And I wanted to ask, what does Axi Select provide for talented, ambitious traders looking to become professional traders or probably do this kind of trading full time?
Yeah, it's a good question and something that we like to differentiate ourselves by. We look at this industry where we see prop firms, and we see how much funding I can get, what's my registration fee, did I qualify, did I not qualify, and we don't like to see ourselves, as you'll know, in that bracket. We see ourselves as a lot more than just providing funding, and today's a great milestone over the last few weeks, having traders reach the final stage, having $1 million of our fund absolutely justifies on our program structure and how we've gone about it. But it's more so than that funding. We have the Edge Score, which is there to assist traders on their journey. We've got the dashboards, the leaderboards, weekly webinars, and a trading room. All of this is geared towards improving traders. So our program is not just about the funding, it's about taking traders on a journey. How can we assist new traders start their journey? And of course, the rewards you see at the end of it, not everyone's going to get there, but you do see it's possible to make it to the final stages. And I'm sure our pro-am traders will discuss it further on their journeys. But it's just sort of vindication of what we've done. But most importantly, we are not just here to give that funding. We are here to help educate, to help improve traders. And that's something we have spent a lot of time in, and something we're going to focus on going forward to make sure that we improve the dashboard, improve the Edge Score, improve the Edge Score explainers. We want to make sure that we can continuously work on assisting traders on their journey.
Mm-hmm. Great. And Greg, I know we've spoken a bit about this before. The reception to the Axi Select program since its launch has been quite incredible with, like we said, thousands of traders signing up for the program. Since we last spoke, has there been any new feedback that you've received from traders or perhaps the industry, and how has that helped the program evolve?
Yeah, look, we always take trader feedback seriously. When we went on this journey, we've created a program that is completely different. In fact, there's nothing out there, as far as I'm aware, that exists, using real-life accounts, not charging registration fees, having the unrestricted fair trading conditions, and the more trader-centric approach, trader-centric program. So we had our knowledge, or we had an idea of things, but ultimately we don't know how the market's going to resonate. And, it has resonated positively, and we're very humbled and, appreciate that. But at the same time, we're not foolish to think we know better. So we constantly take traders' feedbacks. We have a suggestion tab in our trading room where there's constant feedbacks that go there. We had a survey that went out, another one 2 weeks ago. So we're constantly running surveys to get feedback from traders. We can't implement everything. If we could, everyone wants more money in a shorter space of time. We understand that, but we got to be realistic with our program, what we can and can't do. But yeah, look, the short end of it is we take user feedback. It's so important to us. We encourage it, and what I can say, hand over heart, we listen to all, we look at all of it. We obviously don't implement all of it, but you have a voice, and then it all gets taken into consideration.
Mm-hmm. Great. If you don't mind, Greg, I want to turn it a little bit over to the traders and ask them a few questions, if you don't mind. I guess the first one would be for Daniel. I want to know, what has your trading journey been like with Axi Select, with the Axi Select program, maybe as compared to other programs out there that you've tried before?
Hello. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Greg, and thank you, Nikolai, for allowing me to speak here. It's a good speaker to talk and to share my way on this journey. And for me, one of the most important things between Axi Select and all the other programs is the risk management. They provide all the information you need to improve in terms of statistic of your trades and your take profit stop losses. That's something really, really good. If you understand what they are sharing with you, all this information, you can improve your strategies. And in terms of the product, on the product, they don't move the stop loss. So when you began in a new stage, you know how much can you allow to lose your maximum drawdown, and each time you get some profits, this profit you can also have like an extra drawdown. So it's very useful and it's very, very easy to keep growing because you don't have this extra pressure of the stop loss following you. So that's for me, that's the most important thing in comparison with other brands.
Mm-hmm. You guys have obviously achieved incredible results in the program. I wanted to ask if you can go into a little bit of detail. Which asset classes do you focus on trading, and how do you choose which markets to place trades on?
Yeah.
Yes. Hi, thank you everybody. The markets, I am algorithmic traders, and I use gold and Nasdaq. I think is the best. DAX, I think.
Okay, and I usually used to trade on gold and Nasdaq and also Bitcoin. Actually, the spread they have, it's super competitive, even better than any exchange. So I feel very comfortable on that, on those, because there is a lot of volatility, and depending on the time you trade with, you can choose going to one or another. So in my usual day-by-day task, I can trade on different times because I have kids. So sometimes I trade on the morning, sometimes I trade on the evening, and having Bitcoin, gold, and Nasdaq allow me to trade on European, American, or even Asian sessions. So those are the asset I'm focused on.
I trade all the day.
And in terms of the program itself, are there any particular tools that both of you find useful or have been useful in your trading journey so far with Axi Select? I mean, they have these things like the edge score and other things. Which tools, if any, kind of stand out to you or have helped you?
I will first. Yeah. For me, the score is not very important because I analyze everything before. I think that it can be useful for the other people. For me, the best is that I have a real account and that I trade that account. For me, is one of the better things, I think. And
for me, because I'm a manual trader, I'm not algorithm. All the information I have on the dashboard and the Axi score, it really helps me to improve my strategy and how I can be more probably professional, better risk manager, and change some points of my strategy, having less risk and giving more, moving my strategy to be more conservative maybe, but in long terms it has allowed me to be more profitable and more professional trader. So for me the Axi score, it really helped me to improve my skills.
Mm-hmm. Great. Well, guys, I would say that, overall, of course, your achievements with Axi Select are obviously a reflection of, let's say, your talent and trading skills. But I guess I wanted to ask, is there anything in terms of your mindset or the way that you guys think about trading that you would attribute to helping you achieve those results? I guess I'm not asking about trading strategies or something like that, but kind of what's your mindset when you go into the trading week or the trading day?
Yeah, for me, one of the most important things is having I don't know if it's proper English, but having balance in your life. So I fortunately, my wife helped me a lot, and we have set up a couple of companies in terms of educational companies, and I can be focused 100% on that, on trading. And for me, one of the most important thing is you cannot trade 24 hours, except you are an algorithm trader. But you have to be focused on be balance, be balanced. Go to the gym, have a walk, have good rest, have good food, and implement trading like something else in your life. Not 24 hours doing trading in front of the computer because you can get crazy. So balance in your life.
Yeah, I think that is very important. I do a lot of work before to trade, okay, of analyze the expected price and the market. And I don't are 24 hours are the expected prices working, but I think the success or the best is you work a lot and have a perfect management of the risk. I think this is completely the most important, I think.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I guess last question from me, guys. I would think that you've tried other programs, other funded trader programs, prior to signing up with Axi Select. If that's the case, can you kind of compare Axi Select to what you've used previously, and what are the differences in terms of the tools and features that were provided to you?
Yeah, I think that Axi is more simple, have less rules, only the drawdown, and is better for that, and your real account. This is the two things I think that is better.
For me, in relation with other prop firms or with prop firms, I don't consider Axi like a usual prop firm. For me, it's a trader incubator, and that's very important because prop firms, they add extra rules. For me, it's very difficult to beat the market each month, and now you have to beat the rules of the prop firm, of the company that provide you funds, that we know what's behind. So for me, the most important thing is that Axi is a broker. There is no extra rules, and you only have to doing good trading. That's it. So it's on the way of the traders. It's not on the way of the prop firms. So if I can, in my opinion, I can put the Axi Select program in the bag of prop firms. For me, it's outside of this bag.
Yes, I agree.
Mm-hmm. Well, Greg, turning it back to you. I mean, as the guys just said, Axi Select. One of the appeals of the Axi Select program is that it's simple, right? I guess with the experience that you've had so far with Daniel and Francisco and thousands of other traders who are in the program or have been in the program, are there any future plans to further enhance the features, some of the features that Daniel and Francisco mentioned, and some of the features that you and I have discussed over the course of our last few interviews?
Yeah, absolutely. But Nikolay, I just wanted quickly, if I can just touch on what they said there, because it's so important to what we do or how we set this up. You know, they touched on the fact that there aren't any extra rules and they can just trade their own trading accounts. And I think it is just so important. I know we have discussed this before where people look at prop firms and they go, well, what percentage of profits are you going to pay me? What's the registration fee to get this percentage of profits account? But they don't look into the actual trading conditions. And what they were highlighting there is exactly what one of the things we pride ourselves most on is we have no high watermark levels, which was the buffer Daniel was referring to. No restrictions about trading around news, no restriction about holding positions over weekends, no daily drawdown limit. So it's very important that the only restriction that we have is traders can't lose 10% per stage, and they have to make 7%, which again is skewed in the trader's favor. But more importantly, you get a real life account, the same as our traders at our broker get. You can even choose a pro or standard account, and you get a level playing field. There aren't any of these rules in play to try and make your life more difficult, which you've got to naturally it doesn't matter how many funds we give. We could say, here's $1 million and keep 100%. But if those restrictions are there, it makes it very difficult to reach the final stages. And that's why when you get talented traders that we have here with Daniel and Francesco, they had to beat they didn't have to beat the program. There are not extra obstacles in the way. They had to beat the market and showcase their skills, and they had that platform to do so. And that's why it's so great to see that. And even more so, or as great, that they mentioned that was one of the reasons that they like Axi Select and where they see it being different, because it gave them that fair opportunity. Mm-hmm. In terms of what we're looking to do, we have a lot of plans for Axi Select and a lot of plans to improve our product offerings. So with regards to the dashboard, we're looking to create a more interactive dashboard, provide more detail to better improve that. It's something that we're well underway with right now, and it's something that I think is going to resonate well. There's some really good features that we're looking to add. So I can't say too much on it yet, because it's still going through the final checks, but hopefully that will be with us in the not too distant future. The Edge Score Explainers is something we launched a few months back, and it's been a complete hit. We've seen a lot of great feedback off the back of it in terms of it gives traders the three most components that are affecting the score the most and what they can do to improve their score. So it helps their trading, but also helps them improve their score to get access to extra funding. We want to take that to a new level. We want to see if we can even improve that or create even a more interactive, advanced solution for that. So we're looking to better improve that. So in terms of platform providers, we're also looking into the MT5 solution. So there's quite a few things that we are in the pipeline, and I hope by the time we speak next, some or all of them will be implemented. But we're looking to improve our program and make the user experience even better for traders.
Mm-hmm. Well, thanks for that, Greg. You actually kind of jumped the gun. That was going to be my last question in terms of, how do we, it's a simple program, it works, how do we improve performance going forward, right? So that there's more Daniels and Franciscos out there who can take advantage of all of this.
Absolutely. I mean, in terms of our program structure, we believe we've got the right ingredients there, but sometimes we do need to tweak. We actually did recently make a change to increase the proper percentage needed from 5% to 7%. And one of the major reasons for doing that is we wanted to make sure traders were better equipped for the final stages of the program, as opposed to it being a lot, maybe too easy, if we're being honest, to reach the higher stages. So we wanted to make sure that when you get there, we have traders who can handle the larger sums of money. It's not just about advancing stages, it's also about the psychological side of managing larger sums of money. And, you need to be ready to handle it from 100,000 to 500,000 to $1 million. Those are big gaps, big jumps. So that's something we did make, which we hope will improve the number of traders moving from acceleration to pro and pro to pro 500 stage. In terms of I think I just sort of touched on the program offering. We can get more information regarding the Edge Score Explainers. We can improve that, and perhaps show examples and instances on what's affecting the score, how the score is being moved. We can better help traders understand where their shortcomings or what they can do to improve. So we're also going to, and we have ramped up even further. We've added another dimension in our trading room, another element or side to the weekly webinars that we do. So we're also going to continue to improve that and understand what traders want. We're also building up a more interactive library where traders can go back and learn. So there might be certain strategies that resonate. There's stuff on the trade psychology, there's stuff on the mindset, risk management. So we're continuously looking to improve. Even our trading room, we're looking to get more analysis out there, and more interaction. So we're always looking to improve. I think that's very important.
Mm-hmm. Great. Well, I wanted to wrap it up. I wanted to thank Daniel and Francisco for joining us and sharing their experience in trading with Axi Select, and congrats obviously on the milestone, guys. I hope you continue to, as they say in English, crush it. So congratulations on your achievements, and Greg, thanks for inviting us once again to speak with you. It's great to see that the program is advancing, and there are certain results that we can speak about, let's say, publicly now. I guess maybe in our next future conversations, perhaps we can talk about things like psychology of trading and maybe risk management, because that's something that I think is quite interesting as well as Axi, has traders that are now achieving certain milestones. I'd be very interested to pick your brain on some of these topics because I think they're not very black and white or one-sided, and I think you'll agree.
Absolutely, more than happy to have a discussion on that. And just final words from me. It's been an absolute pleasure. We've actually had Daniel and Franciso in Sydney visiting our headquarters office, and it's been a pleasure just to spend some time with them to understand more about them. And it's just been great just to when we set about this journey to change people's lives and to provide an opportunity. It's just been amazing, and how appreciative they are, and how great it has been just to catch up with them and of course get their feedback on the program. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Awesome. Great. Well, thanks everybody for joining me today. And all the best of luck, Greg. I will definitely see you soon.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.